Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to In My Opinion, number 10. Wow. Uh, I see everybody already in the chat, just kind of just chilling while I was having issues with my update. Thank you guys for being patient. It's going to be a sort of like a special episode today because there's been a lot that's happening within just today alone, Tuesday. You know, we got a lot to talk about with this Cody Rhodes AEW thing, and I couldn't think of anybody better to come on real quick. But the tea spiller himself, Mack, representing the Midwest Mark
Yeah, what's going on?
podcast. So what's up, Mack? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, no problem, man. So I'm glad you guys wanted to. Well, glad you wanted to come
Absolutely.
on.
Listen,
I realized the other guys were busy at the moment,
listen. When
right?
things go left, I'm coming. So let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk about it. So let's talk about like the elephant in the room. I just wanted to kind of get your take on this whole
hmm
Cody Rhodes thing because it seems like everybody now has like the two same takes on everything. They either are
hmm
wanting him really, really badly to go. See, here we go. They're already coming out with it. The tea spiller. Yeah. So
hmm
what's going on, guys? But yeah, they either want him to go to WWE to do some shit there. I don't know what he will do, or they think this is all a work. So,
hmm
kind of want to hear what you have to say.
You know what? Listen, I'm gonna be honest about the situation. I was shocked, but then again, I can't say I was because like a while back, they were having problems like amongst them, like as far as the elite, as far as them like not getting along. So, but to see him actually leave and Brandy too, yeah, that's a lot. Like that's a blow, especially coming the fact that like Dynamite is going to be like a loaded night tomorrow night as far as the lineup, and then to have this rain down over the show, like that's going to be a dark cloud like all night tomorrow night and on Rampage on Friday. Who Jay White is debuting, and so that's kind of going to damper his buzz a little bit because everybody's going to be focused on this. But I definitely feel like them leaving is the start of the new era of AEW. And
Do you
I
think they're
definitely see it as
actually
a positive.
leaving, or like
Listen, they're
like?
leaving. No, listen, they're leaving. Like he refused to sign a contract. He did not want to sign a contract. He's not like listen. Brandy and Cody is done in AEW. Like that's a wrap. But do they go back to WWE? Absolutely, because I can see Vince Thorne. I can see Vince paying him 3 to 5 million just to come back and giving him whatever he wants, including creative control, whatever that may be to him. But yeah, he's not going back to AEW. Like that's yeah. So because I see the fans saying that, oh, it's a work. It's not a work, y'all. This is legit. He's gone. Him and Brandy both, and I wish them well. They're doing what's best for their family, but at this time, it'll be a dent short term, but long term, when you see the roster that they built up within 2 years, him being gone ain't gonna hurt him at all. Not when they just brought in Keith Lee, Brian Danielson, CM Punk, Adam Cole, all back to back to back. So yeah, it'll hurt for a while, but long term, listen, we got a young core that's coming up behind them, like the MJFs and the Jungle Boys, who's going to be taking over eventually when they retire anyway. So Cody just basically made the choice for Tony. Instead of him retiring on his own, he's jumping elsewhere to do it, and that's fine. But yeah, like I'm personally over it.
You expressed that on Twitter not too long ago how they're grown people, they can make their own decisions. Everybody coming up with these takes. I'm more on the fence though about it being a big elaborate work. I don't know why, even though it seems like just judging by all the posts and everything, it's like, yeah, I mean, everybody is kind of treating this like they're gone, which, according to a lot of people, like Sean Ross Sapp, you, uh, basically big news places are just saying, yeah, that he didn't like what was happening backstage, such as like, I think it all started with them having that friction with the elite not too long ago. It was the EVPs just disagreeing with each other. Ever since then, you saw him off of, you know, being the elite. He wasn't on those at all. And then, yeah, I don't know.
I say
I
this.
don't know what the stem of it all, like where it all began, you know.
We also got to keep in mind that Tony Khan is a very smart businessman. He was around the WCW and the Attitude Era, like that whole situation. He knows the ramifications and the backlash he would get if this was a work. Like if this is a work, his credibility is shot moving forward with anything that he has to do booking wise, because this would be the most dumbest, unnecessary move that he could possibly pull in 2 years in, and he knows that he can't afford to do that. So this is why I'm saying it's absolutely not a work. Cody wanted out. He wanted it to go out on his own terms. He wanted more creative control, and Tony wasn't willing to give him that. And listen, I can't be mad at him for that, because at the end of the day, it is Tony's company, and he owns like all the stock in the company. So like Cody and Brandy, like they didn't have any shares in the company. Unlike WWE over there, their shares amongst four of them, and we saw how that worked out when Shane left. But yeah, this ain't that. Mm-mm.
I just wonder, like, obviously, as far as stock goes, he's got all these like TV shows that are just not going to have him on anymore. Like,
Well, with that situation, that was more so AEW's deal versus Warner Media's deal with his show, and they didn't confirm them having a second season. No way, because they hadn't even started filming for the second season yet, which came out today. That like they hadn't had any spots of them filming anything for the second season if they were to get one. So basically, he can go to WWE tonight for the Dusty Rhodes Classic for the tag team tournament, and nobody will question it because he's a free agent, like without a 90-day.
that's insane, man. Like, and going back to the creative control thing, I think that's honestly I don't, what the hell? I don't know why somebody, is that a reference? Is that nothing I've never seen? Okay, banana. Awesome. Thanks. Thanks, Norman. Anyways, but going back to the creative control thing, uh, maybe because like, a lot of fans are really fickle. Like at one minute they're like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck about Cody. Fuck Cody. His storylines suck." And then the next minute they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's gone." Or,
Listen, I'm not going to
so
hold you. I was one of them. When I first heard the news, I said, okay, things happen. I'm over it because I wasn't tuning in to Dynamite for him. No way. I never was a fan of him, even when he was in WWE. Like he just wasn't like my type of wrestler. Yes, he's a good wrestler, but he just wasn't my type of wrestler. So I was unbothered either way. Like when I heard the news, I'm like, okay, and like the roster they have, yeah, it'll hurt for a short term, but long term, they ain't gonna miss nothing.
so it's kind of what everybody's thinking that AEW is turning into NXT 2.0, like the actual 2.0, not the 2.0 we got
Absolutely
now.
not. Absolutely not. Because we got to keep in mind, WWE, they fired 150 people during a pandemic.
Hmm.
AEW is just letting contracts expire. That's totally different
Right.
versus actually flat out firing people for no reason.
Yeah, and I'm not talking
These
about the
people,
firing. Yeah, I'm not talking
mhm.
about the firing, just the acquisitions that they've gotten over the past few months.
Oh,
That
well, okay. Listen, wrestling is the only business where I've seen fans really worry about who's going to what company. Like, that's like you getting fired from your job and I getting your job. You're not gonna see your friends talking about, oh well, like how come Brandon got your job? Because first of all, they don't know me from a can of paint, so me getting your job wouldn't even matter to them. Why is wrestling different from that as far as that mentality? Like, who cares who works for who? At the end of the day, if I can get a bag for my family, I'm gonna get a bag.
I mean, I understand that. There's also just that aspect that WWE makes some weird decisions sometimes when it comes to like people's credibility and storylines and stuff like that. Like, you know how fans can't separate the people that they see on TV versus the people that are them in real
Mhm.
life. I mean, how many times have we seen that?
I mean,
So,
listen, they had Bobby Lashley in a whole cuckold situation, like he was on some like interracial porn site storyline. Like basically, they was pimping out Lana like he was her pimp, and Miro was watching her get slobbered on all over TV by his actual wife.
yeah,
So it says a lot. So their credibility, they don't really have none when it come to having class.
and that's what I'm saying, man. Like, so Cody's gonna go over there, and I'll get off the Cody thing, but Cody's
No,
gonna
no,
go
no.
over there, and then what are they gonna do with him? Well,
Well, listen, we just heard about Austin coming back for WrestleMania. If I'm Vince McMahon, I'm taking advantage of this and I'm booking Stone Cold versus Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania 39.
really?
Why not?
Why so though?
Why not?
I gotta ask you why.
Listen, you want a storyline? You want buzz? Get the
Yeah.
hottest free agent in wrestling to wrestle Stone Cold, who hasn't wrestled in 19 years. His first match back. That's money right there because that's going to put money in seats for people who actually want to see him show up to WrestleMania.
Are you excited about the fact that he might show up?
Listen, I don't watch WWE, so I can't answer that question. But for the people who do watch it, I'm pretty sure that, like they're excited. I'm unbothered either way. But, I'm pretty sure
That's
that the people who will be watching it, I'm pretty sure, something like that, they're happy about it.
that's fair.
Although I will say this, I think that it's a bad decision because your career ended with a neck injury. And in 2022, you about to be 58 in a few months. You take one bad bump and you potentially paralyze yourself the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're that desperate for a bag, that's your business. But I wouldn't have done it.
And he shouldn't. I mean, this goes back to the problem I've always had with them was just that they keep bringing in these, Goldbergs and, just older men for a quick pop. I don't know.
And
It seems like it seems too risky for a guy like Stone Cold. Like, and
it also speaks to the fact that they don't trust their young roster that they do have. And that's sad because you're relying on an almost 60-year-old Austin who ain't wrestling in almost 20 years, literally next year, if he do come back, because we don't know. What I'm saying? Because until he show up, I ain't believing. But
yeah,
almost 60, you know what I'm saying? Like, who ain't wrestling in 20 years, that's a risk when you got Drew McIntyre right there. You got Ricochet right there. You have all these young guys that you can be building up to replace Roman one day because Roman ain't going to be around much longer either because I don't see him wrestling past 40. I
I do.
I just don't see him wrestling past 40. Like, he don't look like that guy. He looks like the moment he gets his first big movie role, he's out of there.
You think? Oh, you think he's gonna go Hollywood,
Why
like The
not?
Rock?
Why not? He got the
I,
look. Why not?
all roads lead back to wrestling, man.
Not
Think
necessarily
about
because not necessarily. I think what I'm saying. If the right movie comes along, all he needs is one Marvel role, and then Marvel check hit different than WWE. He ain't gonna want to go back to that, and I don't want. I don't blame him, but I don't
I
see him wrestling past 40. No.
I mean there's truth to that, but there's also, you know, case in point, The Rock, who left to go make a bunch of movies and
Mhm.
then came back for a John Cena match twice at WrestleMania, you know?
At the time, it made sense, yeah. But him coming back full time, nah, I don't see it. He'll probably go part time if anything.
I could see it for maybe just like a one off for but like I'm
Yeah,
saying,
I
like
can see him doing that absolutely.
there's
But
always
yeah,
that possibility with
mhm,
somebody like
yeah,
that.
always, yeah, yeah, because
So
you always get that itch,
yeah, exactly. Like you do it for years and years and years and years, and
and then
then
you stop doing it all of a sudden, and then yeah, I understand.
yeah, and so that's why I'm saying like I can't think of one person, one wrestler turned actor that didn't come back at one point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's unfortunately the WWE mentality that they've created. They've made it so that wrestlers have to rely on them like for the rest of their life. Like, I mean, look at 72-year-old Flair. He was, it's like until that situation with him came out a few months ago with the, saying, like the stuff from back in the day, he was signed
Mm-hmm.
to like a 15-year contract because he went broke after his last divorce to the point where he had to sign back with WWE.
See, it always just comes back. Like, if you got a big name in wrestling and money talks,
Yeah,
there you go. There
I
you
agree
go,
with that.
man.
Yeah.
Um, so I just wanted to get your take on that whole Cody thing. Obviously, it's been watered down at this point. Um,
Listen, it'll be forgotten about after tomorrow's Dynamite, which is loaded. And when Jay White pulls up Friday for Rampage, it'll be water under the bridge.
right.
Because at the end of the day,
So,
I don't see his run working out well in WWE because I don't see them making him a top guy. And he knows that he's not going to be the top guy. He's not going to be the one to beat Roman. We know that. So he's going to get whatever they're going to give him. And Brandy, girl, please, if you think that you about to be the women's champion over there, please, listen, she not, she not.
no, she's not at all.
Mm. And
It's
if that's why she left, because Tony wouldn't make her the champion, if that's why she left, you listen, she shot herself in the foot because if she thinks she finna beat Charlotte or Sasha or Io or Bailey or Oscar or Becky or Ronda,
no.
them seven for the
Has
women's
anybody seen
championship.
her matches or lack thereof,
So
bro?
that's what I'm saying. I understand why she left because that's her husband. But if she left because Tony wouldn't put her like the champion on her, because she did say, I want to be the women's champion so my daughter could see that. And she meant that. She meant it. She wasn't lying when she said that on the show. But if that's why she left, girl, you think Vince about to crown you when his golden goose, Miss Charlotte, got big boobs and she a blonde? Please.
I mean,
I
she's not. When I think of like women wrestling, like I just don't think of Brandy. Like I can't. When was the last time you saw Brandy in the ring besides
she
on
was on
Dark?
Dark a few weeks back. She was on Dark a few weeks back, beating girls who she never should have beat in the first place. Which I was upset about her beating Willow Nightingale. Like, why?
Oh, she beat Willow Nightingale on that.
Unfortunately,
Kidding?
yes. She beat her on
Wow.
Dark, unfortunately. And the fact that they was going to give us Jade Cargill versus Brandy, that would have been a disaster for the TBS championship.
Oh, that was the plan, and then they tried to do this Paige Van Zant thing. You know?
Now, my question is, who takes her place? Because they can go one of two ways with this. Either Thunder Rosa or Red Velvet. My pick is Red Velvet because she's not in the storyline right now. But I can see them going with Thunder Rosa if they still continue the storyline.
Thunder Rosa versus Paige Van Zant.
Why not?
They would just have to pivot a lot of things now because this whole
And
thing was
and that's
about.
and that's what I'm worried about because they would have to move Britt out of the way, which we know that they're going to crown Rosa at the. She's most likely getting crowned at Revolution.
You
So
think
if it's not,
so?
why
Oh,
not? Well, listen. Let's talk. Listen, look. Don't get me the line
I'm.
on your show. Britt ain't. She hasn't been the best bell to bear ring girl as far as the champion that she's been presented as. Her
That's a hot
4 year
take.
match. Listen. That's why I'm the T spiller because I can talk about it. Her match with Tanara turned off a lot of people because she got carried by Tanara in that match at Full Gear for the championship.
You saying you talking about Ty?
Yeah, Tanara.
Okay.
She carried Britt in that match, and that shouldn't have happened. Because if you're the champion, you should be leading, not getting carried. She got carried by Sheeta too. But see, people were so ready to get rid of Sheeta that they didn't look like they overlooked that Sheeta carried Britt in that match.
What about that Chris Statlander match at All Out?
The the best match she's had thus far for the championship. And like in my opinion,
What about her Lights Out match? Who carried who?
Thunder Rosa, because let's talk about it. Britt wasn't in that match by herself.
I mean, there's
I
part
mean,
of
listen,
me. No, no, no. No, listen. There's
because
part of
I
me
feel the way.
that
I
agrees
felt the
with
way.
you.
I felt the way about that. I felt the way about how after that match, Britt got all the credit, but Thunder Rosa didn't get none of that. I felt the way about that because I'm like, girl, Britt carried. I mean, Thunder Rosa carried you. Her being a veteran in that match, you got the accolades what you should have. But the fact that they wouldn't even acknowledge Thunder Rosa's contributions, I had an issue with that.
So no, and that's what I'm saying. Like I agree with you to a certain extent
Hmm.
about about her reign so far.
Yeah.
It's been to me equivalent to what Hangman's reign is now. Like really, is that not like a
No, no, no,
good?
no, 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 no. Because I'm thinking now that they just brought in Keith Lee. I know the trolls are going to give me hell for this. I would have crowned Keith Lee the next champion of MJF.
Over MJF? You can't say
Listen,
that with a guy that just got here.
Keith Lee is an attraction. He's a star attraction. He's an attraction.
So is MJF.
Not
But
Keith Lee level. He not. Not Keith Lee talent level. He not.
what makes
Promo wise,
him
that's
more of
different.
a? Yeah, yeah,
Promo is different. But
significantly.
wrestling skills, you could put Keith Lee with anybody on that roster. Keith Lee
See,
versus Keith Lee versus Kenny Omega. Keith Lee versus Wardlow. Keith Lee versus wait, who else? Wait, who's another one? Keith Lee versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Keith Lee versus Adam Cole. Keith Lee versus Ricky Starks.
Kenny says I wouldn't give Lee the title right now.
I know, but let's be honest. Keith Lee go get that championship before 2023 at some point. If they
You think?
booking him the way they
You
finna
really
book
think
him,
so?
why not?
I mean, it just seems a little, I guess, presumptuous at the moment.
What did Tony say? Keith Lee's finna shake up the rankings immediately. Did he not say that in his press release? He's gonna shake up the foundation of the championship scene. Did he not? I'm
That
just
can mean
saying.
anything. That's so vague.
No, it ain't. Not when you got a talent like that.
Like if he said, "I'm going to shake things up and things are going to be limitless," then yeah, I would agree with
Mm-mm,
that.
no, think bigger. You can put Keith Lee in a match with anybody. Keith NJF, he needs certain opponents. What am I picking? Somebody who I can pick and choose with, or somebody who I can put against anybody to trust him to get the job done.
I would honestly give it to some. That's a good one though, because I honestly would give it to MJF. He's put in the work these past
Yes,
years.
yes, yes.
I feel like if you give it to Lee, which I won't be mad at. It's just
Mm,
not right now. Like Kenny was saying, not right now. Like if you give it to Lee now though, that's gonna piss a
it'll look like
lot of
okay.
people off.
I can see that too because it'll be okay. Like, why did they give it to this guy versus his homegrown? Yeah, and I understand that argument. But when you got a star attraction like Keith Lee, how can you not say, listen, I'm gonna give you the TNT championship, but I'm gonna give Keith Lee the other one, and he will put butts in seats every time he's in a match.
I can't see it.
The match quality is automatically higher than MJF. I'm just saying, I get what you're saying with MJF, but if you want them dream matches, you're gonna get that with Keith Lee as champion. You're not gonna get that with MJF too quickly. He can get there, but it won't be, oh, okay, let me put Keith Lee against Kenny Omega for the championship and watch people tune in.
Okay. I mean, going back to the championship, going back to Hangman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel his reign has been so far?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't been the biggest fan of it.
Me neither.
I haven't.
I'm a
I
Yeah.
I I feel like they could be doing more with him as champion. The best match he's had thus far to me as champion was with Lance Archer as far as that Texas Street fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good, but how many times are we gonna have a match like that where they gotta put their body on the line just like for me when I was there at Chicago and he came out, I wanted to be excited. Like the feeling was I
Mhm,
wanted to. How's it going, Trouble Cat? Uh, I wanted to be excited and be like, oh my god, that's our champion. That's
mhm.
AEW's. But I couldn't like as much as you try to get yourself excited, you're just like, God, do I really
Yeah,
care?
it's
Do I really care?
it's something about his matches that really, I don't know if it's, I can't say, I don't know if it's the ring work that I'm not excited by, or the fact that they're building him as the champion, how his build has been, like character wise. I think it's his character that I'm not interested in.
I don't even know what his character is. Like they say
Well,
cowboy shit. I,
basically, he's the sympathetic underdog who always get overlooked,
Before that, he
who
was a
always
drunk.
get, yeah, he's the drunk underachiever type of character that you want to root for.
That's that's weird.
Like you
So
want to
who do
see
you
him
think?
win.
So who do you think besides Lee
Mm,
after this match he had with Lance Archer just now? Excuse me. Who do you think is going to be the next person to step up? Like, do they even care about rankings anymore?
I mean, it's right in front of you. Adam Cole. Adam Cole gonna be the next one to challenge Hangman Page.
So okay, so we are back to the rankings then. We are
Yeah,
because he's been winning. Okay. Word, word. I didn't know. I forgot. I was there. I forgot that he even
yeah.
came out.
It's definitely gonna be. I definitely think they're gonna go with Adam Cole for his next challenger, potentially at Revolution, if not Battle of the Belts, because Battle of the Belts, the second one takes place in April in
Oh,
Texas, by the way.
they need some redemption after that first one.
Yeah, the second one takes place in Texas, by the way. And I, if they don't do it for Revolution, I can see them doing Hangman Page versus Adam Cole at Battle of the Belts in April.
Do you think Adam Cole wins it?
That would depend on their booking of how they're going to do Revolution, because you already know all the championships are going to be on the line. But if you don't have him face Adam Cole at Revolution, then who does he face? Because most likely they're going to do like a 2 week build for the match, and then boom, it's like Revolution is like March the 6th. So if you're not booking it for Revolution, when? Because Adam Cole ain't saying all of this every like tournament. Well, every company I've wrestled for, like I've been a champion for nothing. He's gonna get a championship opportunity at some point. It's just I need to know whether it's Revolution or Battle of the Belts in April.
Can I ask you something? And this is kind of veering off both topics. What's going
Mhm.
on with the Owen Hart thing?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that because that starts like May the 11th.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Have they announced anybody as far as talent wise who's going to be
Not
in
the
it?
bracket, not the bracket, but it is confirmed that it's going to start May the 11th on it'll be on Dynamite and Rampage. Like the tournament's going to be taking place on Dynamite and Rampage. Like for the
Live,
men
I
and the
hope.
women. Yeah, the opening round matches start like May the 11th.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that was still a thing because, a lot of people are saying that AEW is kind of like all over the place at the
No,
moment.
no, 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 no. Listen, let's be clear. Owen Hart will be in this AEW video game. That's already been confirmed. He's going to be in this AEW video game. Like, ain't no question about that. And he's getting his own toy. So,
Yeah, I mean, there you go, I guess. Speaking of which, so going back to Cody with this video game, are they taking him out? They leaving him in?
now that
They
is a good
had they
question.
had to have already made his shit already, his
Now,
character.
that's a good question because that him not being in the game is going to be very awkward, given the fact that this is their first video game. But I'm pretty sure that they'll keep him in and he'll still get paid for that. I don't think Tony will be that petty and take him out and then not pay him for that.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't pull
No,
like
he
a
most likely he's
WWE.
gonna still be in the game. He'll most likely be a DLC character. If he's not a main character, due to his, what I'm saying, like him leaving, he'll most likely be like a DLC character. Like
Because I
absolutely.
remember there was like mock-ups of people that like fan-made mock-ups where they had him in the front cover, and they said, "Wow, this would actually be a legit front cover
Yeah, I'm
for
pretty
a
sure that
person."
they're
Because
gonna keep him in the video game.
he's like the face. Well, at the time he was like the face of AEW. Like the dude came out, fucking sledgehammered the throne of Triple H, a Double or Nothing, and everybody's like, "Yeah, this is our god. Thank you." Like holy shit. And
Yeah,
now it's
yeah, I'm pretty
hmm.
sure they're gonna keep him in the video game still. But what I'm saying, moving forward, like I don't think they'll put him in as a D-Lo, as far as like a DLC character moving forward.
Yeah, there can't be. I mean, it's so weird. We got another person saying, "Hey, the tea spiller.
Hey, Ken, what's going on? Nah, but
Happy to
listen,
see all you guys like be here. Amy, Trouble Cat, Kenny, Toe.
one thing is for sure, that game ain't gonna be like WWE, whose roster is so outdated for the people who ain't even in the company no more. It ain't gonna be like that. It ain't gonna
You
be
don't think
that
so?
dramatic. No.
So, man, it's hard. It's so hard to talk about anything without going back to the Cody thing.
Listen, I understand, but like I tell people earlier, things happen. This is life. It ain't the end of the world for AEW. They'll be this fine. Listen,
I
it's
don't know,
sad
man.
to
I'm
see him go.
crying.
It's sad to see him go. But at the end of the day, when you think about who they got next in line, and these ain't the ending of the signings, by the way. They're not going to stop signing people. They're going to have some more people coming in. When you see who's coming in next, people are going to get all about this Cody situation.
There's gonna be more people coming in next.
Oh,
So they lose.
absolutely.
So you go here. You doing the tea spilling thing right now?
No, no, no. All
Or
I'm gonna
this?
say is they got some more signings coming. I can't confirm who. I could, but I don't want to get in trouble with my plug, so I won't. But they got some more people coming in, male and female.
Somebody that we. No, never mind. Never mind. You're gonna get in trouble. I don't wanna. I don't wanna
No,
keep asking because I
no,
keep
go ahead.
trying. I don't want to get it.
Listen, go ahead. I can easily listen. I can easily overlook the question and say the next question. So go ahead.
All right. Can you drop a hint?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Cool. So we'll move on from there.
But they do have some free agent women coming in though. They do have some new women for the division that'll be debuting soon. And thanks
And
to Serena
hopefully,
Deeb, she and Serena Deeb confirmed that a few weeks ago. She confirmed in a new interview that they have signed some new women for the division, and she wasn't allowed to say names. And don't think I'm gonna say names just because she can't. I'm gonna take her out and say I don't know what you're talking about. But they got some new girls coming in who's gonna very
so
much amp up that division. And AQA was one of those, but she ain't the
wait,
last one.
is it AQA or Aqua?
AQA. See,
Okay.
listen. Here's the thing about that. I've been butchering this girl name ever since she was on NXT. Because when I first found out that her name was AQ, I said, "Oh, wait, that's Aqua Ballin Jade." But somebody tweeted me was like, "No, it ain't Aqua, because Aqua got a U in it. It's AQA." I was like, "Oh." And then I felt bad, but Aqua just sounds so much better running off the tongue. Like, "Oh, look at Aqua Ballin Jade on Dynamite." It just sounds better.
I like AQA though.
Listen, she's the first high flyer for that women's division. I was so happy they signed her because her shooting star press it rivals to me Mark Quinn's. Mark Quinn has a pretty shooting star press, but hers is right up there.
Yeah, people need to see more of Private Party.
Listen, can you imagine if they put her as the third member of that group, and they could be this generation's Team Extreme with the Hardys and Leader, but with Private Party and AQA?
Yeah, yeah. Because you know what? They're having these issues now, whatever.
Mhm.
Storyline wise, where Private Party's kind of having friction with the Hardy family office, and then
I can so see them putting her as the third member of that group, and not only that, but aesthetically, it'll look good on TV. That presentation of them coming out together.
yeah, and it would give them more TV time as well. Because
And then
I
get it
think
like the chance, like for the fans to get to know her too. because see, people didn't know she was in NXT for only 15 minutes, literally, because she got fired like not too long after she got there. But you know, yeah, like people didn't even remember like she was in NXT for a little while.
See. Speaking of which, how do you feel about Sheeta's comments that were made maybe a couple days
People,
ago?
listen, people took that out of context.
I
People
feel
need to
like they
learn how to
did.
read. People need to learn how to comprehend. People need to learn how to understand what's being said. Because what Sheeta was saying was, as a Japanese wrestler who's new to a new country, who you ain't never been over here before, just like if I was to go over to China, I don't speak Chinese.
Right.
I don't know none of that.
It's a language
It's going to be
barrier.
hard for me to get around over there, and they don't understand what the hell I'm saying, and I
Yep.
don't understand what they're saying. So what she was saying was is that when I first got here, it was hard for me to get used to the way things go over here as far as the culture backgrounds, because it wasn't what I know of back home. That's all she was saying.
So
That's
the
all she
shit
was
that
saying.
I read, the shit that I read was the beginning part of the whole statement, and that was that AEW's direction has changed.
And that's not at all what she was saying. What she was
Okay.
saying was that you have to earn your way onto TV, which she was right. Like, you're not
Yeah.
just going to get on TV just because you work there. If you're not putting in the work, you're not getting on TV.
That makes sense. And that's an issue I have with a lot of
And that's all she was trying to say. But when you have messy ass Sean Ross Sapp, who took her quote from a Japanese article and posted it to his article in the States, she,
mhm.
because see, this was a Japanese magazine. She said that too. This wasn't for anything over here. She was saying that to a
Oh,
Japanese magazine. But when you got messy Sean Ross Sapp so thirsty for attention, stealing quotes and you get what you got, which was a misunderstanding. And how he labeled it was,
totally. I
because how
read
he
it
labeled it,
as yeah.
because how he labeled it was, oh, she just said that AEW didn't want to pay for her to get an apartment over here, and whoop, whoop, whoop. That ain't at all what she was trying to say.
Who would say that? That's not that's not even right.
Mm-mm. And then, and that's why she got upset the other day. But she was like, "No, that's not at all what I was trying to say. What I'm saying was is that me being new to this country, I didn't know how things work over
Yeah.
here, so I had to learn."
So yeah,
Mm.
okay. That's why I
Yeah,
need
that's
some
all that was about. That's
clarification because I
all
was
that
like,
was about. And then you have
somebody
people.
tweeted the other day and was like, uh, they were like, "Oh, it looks like Sheeta's not happy in AEW.
Mm-mm,
This could be
mm-mm.
the downfall." Like,
No, that ain't at all what she was saying. But I understood that too, though, because I'm like, yo, like, what the hell is she talking about? Then when I read the article, I was like, oh, that ain't what she was saying. She was, yeah.
but you know what, Tony Khan, well, and her are totally right. You got like everybody just thinks because you wrestle that you automatically deserve to be on TV. You have
Mm-mm.
to, there's so many factors for wrestlers that get on TV. Like you got to have an actual personality for one, like
Mm.
personality, mic skills, all kinds of shit, man. Like you can't
And
just do it just because you're this or you're that. You know what I
and
mean?
this is what people need to understand about Tony Khan too. That I don't understand how after almost 3 years, people still don't understand this. Tony likes clean wrestling. He don't like sloppy wrestling. That's you know what? That's why certain people ain't on TV right now, and they resorted to dark because he likes to see clean wrestling. He don't like you being a sloppy mess in ring and then think you about to get on TV. That ain't the program he running.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are a mess in the ring, you sloppy putting matches together, you're not gonna get on TV. Because at the end of the day, it's still a quality business. Like it still gets paid off of a clean product because they pride themselves on wrestling, so they'll build a company.
So that's why he probably brings in all these WWE people because they're pretty much clean and polished from
It's not
working
even
with
that.
the
It's
people
not even that.
like that,
No, I disagree with that. What he's doing is he's getting the veterans to teach the younger generation how to work TV for the ones who like hadn't worked TV, so they can get polished by being on dark. So people treat Dark as this, oh, she'd have got like sent to Dark after her reign. She'd have asked to get sent to Dark so she can work on her character development. She paid for acting classes so she can get her character together. So when she's on TV, which we saw versus her versus Serena, she was polished.
But that's like, somebody like Big Swole, who was constantly, or even yeah, not Big Swole, Diamante,
Mm.
constantly on Dark. So when is it their time to show up?
When she starts showing clean wrestling, when she not
Is she
botching
still
all over
not
the
is she
place.
still not doing good work in Dark? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watch
Listen,
Dark like that.
listen, I'm not gonna bash nobody. That ain't my place. That ain't what I do. But if it's anything like what I saw of her versus Janai Kai at that Terminus event from Jonathan Grisham a few weeks ago, baby, I can understand why she not on TV wrestling like that. Because that was rough. That match was rough.
Okay.
And I'm not bashing her, but I'm just saying I can understand.
So another thing, if you want to keep the topic on going with women's wrestling right now, do you
Hmm?
hear that Alex Gracia left?
Oh
Wow.
yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. I listen. First of all, I like Alice Gracia. I think she has potential. Like she's it's like a good talent. And I don't know. I don't know why her and why it didn't work out. Which I was surprised that she was still over there because I hadn't heard anything in a while since like last year. But apparently they start up in November. Well, like this October, like they're supposed to be starting up. So for her to leave like that, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, do you think she'll head over to where her boyfriend's at?
AEW,
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I know she was an extra for a while over there for Dark and stuff like that during the pandemic when they didn't have no crowds and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can see her going to maybe Impact. I can see
She
her
did a
going
lot of work
to.
for Ring of Honor at the time
I can see
too.
her going. I can see her going to Impact. I can see her going to WWE because she did have an NXT trial a while back as well. So I don't know. Like she's gonna get signed to somebody's company, but I don't know if it'll be AEW or somewhere else. But either way, she deserves to be on TV because she has potential.
That's another one too, Roxy, who also had a tryout.
And she got
So,
offered a contract last week too.
yeah, I mean, do you think she took it?
If I'm 21 years old and if I'm trying to build my brand and I got plenty of time, yeah, I'll go over
I
there.
think I think that's a good idea. That's the way I felt about it too. I was like, this is
Mhm.
honestly the best case scenario because you're not bringing in like a 32-year-old indie person. You're bringing in
Yeah,
a
she young.
the prodigy, pretty much. Like
Hmm.
she's good. Like she's been good since she was like
Yeah,
16. So it's
she's
like,
Deanna. She's Deanna Perrazzo good at only 21 or 20,
yeah,
like how old she is. And just imagine when she gets out of WWE, if she chose to go elsewhere, how even better she's gonna be by the
she's gonna
time
have a
she's
bigger
23.
name. They might change her name. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's like, she'll be so much better off. She'll have, say what you want, I guess, like about WWE. A lot of people have a lot of negative things about it, but they do build stars for the most part. They give people, hear me out. So they they do give people that platform to make a name for themselves, so that when they leave and go somewhere else, they're a lot bigger than where they were. Like, think about it. I didn't know who Britt Baker was until she got into AEW,
Mm,
or Darby Allin, or stuff like that. Or, uh, I didn't know who Keith Lee was before WWE. You know what I'm saying?
really?
So, really. So,
Uh,
I know, shocking, right? Yeah, but I'm
mm,
just saying, like, it's that thing where they bring eyes to these people, and you're like, once they go somewhere else or do something else, you're like, wow, holy shit, you know,
mm.
it's awesome.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that because they
Of course.
WWE. No, for real. Because me, listen, look, I'm a straight shooter. WWE hasn't tried to create a star since the Four Horsemen and Sasha that was in NXT as far as the women. And as far as the males, the only one they're pushing right now is Roman. Why are you pushing him over Ricochet when he's just as talented? The only thing is he can't talk.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, for no, 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 no. Wait a minute, because Roman couldn't talk either. Let's be honest. Roman could not talk. The suffer and succotash. Anybody remember that?
Oh my God, that was awful.
Yeah. See what I mean?
Mm.
There was so much wrong with they tried to shove Roman down our throats, and eventually, yeah, you're gonna get it right if you do it 1,000 times.
But it took them 8 years to do that, though.
Like, there you go. They're not patient anymore, though. They are not.
listen, listen. We if we saw what happened with Keith Lee, that should tell you that nobody's safe. That should
Well,
tell you right there. The moment they got rid of Keith Lee, who could cut a promo, who could talk, who's very charismatic, they didn't want him doing flippy flips as a 380-pound guy, like a cruiserweight. They got rid of him because he was doing flips.
yeah, yeah, they wanted
Vince
him to
McMahon
work like
told
a big man.
Vince
Yep.
McMahon told him after his match with, I forgot which pay per view it was, but I saw the documentary footage. Well, you know what? I like you, but we're gonna have to change some things about you. How dare you say that to somebody like Keith Lee? Are you kidding me?
That is one of those things that I don't like. Why are you gonna try to change something that got this person over? But there's another argument too that where people say like it's a test to see if we give you like if we give you this thing that would bring anybody's career down, are you able to overcome it and become a star out of it? Like there's a lot of people that had that. They gave it got a shitty gimmick, but they ran with it and they got a lot of merch sales, a lot of people behind them. I mean, it's happened more than once. But
But here's the thing,
nowadays,
though. Here's the thing, though. They were so, or they rely on their legends so much. They're not thinking about the fact that, again, like we just listen, Roman ain't gonna be around forever. He not. What's gonna happen the day with their biggest star outside of Sasha? Because she's the second biggest star outside of him. What's gonna happen when them two stars leave one day and they ain't got nobody else to replace them? And listen,
they
your
just keep
silence says a lot.
recycling. They still got Becky.
Listen, listen, your silence says a lot. And baby Becky ain't that good in the ring either.
Oh boy.
So she not. She not. She not.
Are you the tea spiller or the shit store? Because you're
Listen,
stirring a lot of shit, man.
listen. I'm being honest. Listen, I ain't coming here to fake it. I'm here to be honest. She ain't that good either.
They're gonna cry like babies. That's what Toe says. If they leave, they're gonna cry like babies. I know they got a secondary plan to all this. They got to have a
Who?
backup plan.
Who?
WWE. If
Who hasn't
anybody
been fighting that they can replace though?
as like
I'm,
champion or just what?
I'm gonna put
The
you to the challenge right now. Name 5 men and 5 women who they can replace Sasha and Roman with tomorrow, who they would legitimately
I
push.
can't. I can't. I
And
can't.
that's the problem. That right there is the whole big problem that they have.
And you know what's crazy? I feel like I put my foot in my mouth because I've said the same exact thing on other podcasts and sometimes my own. I feel like I see the same 5 people every year. I made a point the other day. It was like, uh, who did we see at WrestleMania 30? What was it, 36? Am I right? 36?
Hmm.
Okay, it was Brock, Roman, Becky, Charlotte. Who are we
Mm.
seeing now? Brock,
Oh,
Roman, Becky,
Stone
Charlotte.
Cold. No, listen. Let's put Stone Cold in the mix because he come back after 19 years at 57. So listen, he gonna be there next year too.
Okay, sorry. Stone Cold, Brock, Becky, Charlotte, Roman,
Ronda.
Ronda. Yeah, because we needed Ronda to win the Royal Rumble. That's another thing too about the Royal Rumble.
Did they need Ronda though?
No, they didn't. And they didn't even need her to win the Rumble. All she had to do was show up the next Monday and say, "Hey, I'm going after that title." The
Mm.
Rumble and the Money in the Bank mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. You could literally just show up after being gone and just say, "I'm going after that title," and then that's it. Why do you need to
And you know what
go
the
into
crazy
a
thing about that
ladder
is?
match?
You know the crazy thing about what you just said is I literally said the week before the Royal Rumble. Because I was just playing. I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? I said it would be some mess if Ronda shows up and wins that Royal Rumble over every other woman that they've been pushing, including Bianca. And look at what happened.
Yeah,
She
I
showed
wanted
up
Liv to
after
win that shit.
she showed up after not being on TV for almost 2 years and won the Royal Rumble. And now she's gonna face, I want to say, Becky at WrestleMania. Because Lita's fighting, I think Lita's fighting what,
No,
Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Oh, so she's facing
Char-
Charlotte.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you overlook Bianca. You overlook Naomi. You
You overlook
overlook.
all of them. Look what they did at the Rumble. Did you see the fucking Bellas take out Liv and Sarah Logan? Like, because we're focused on the future. No, you're not. You're not. Uh,
They haven't been focused on the future for a long while. And do you know how they smoke and mirror it? By keep bringing back legends like Lita, like Goldberg, like Stone Cold, who he has a bum neck. And they keep bringing back all these legends to mask the fact that they're not building up their current crop to replace the legends that they have now, like the Romans and the Sasha Banks of the world. Because, like I
that's a
said,
problem I have with AEW haters too. Is that I mean they're not perfect. I'm gonna sit here
they're
right
not.
now and say they're
But
not.
let's
They
be
have their
honest though,
flaws.
they built up more young stars than WWE has in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I say all they hire is ex-WWE guys, right? Yeah, Daniel Garcia. Oh, no, wait, he's not one. Darby Allin. Nope. No, he's not
Ricky
a. He's
Starks,
not.
Dante
Ricky
Martin,
Starks. Oh, nope, not an ex-WWE guy.
who they still listen? Who's wrestling Brian tomorrow night on Dynamite? Lee Moriarty, all right. He's never been in WWE, not one
Nope,
time.
nope. So, they like to use that narrative a lot,
And they pushing Thunder
and
Rosa. She ain't never been in WWE. She finna be the
there you
next women's
go.
champion. She ain't never stepped foot in WWE. She almost pulled a Mercedes and got turned into like a referee last minute, but she had sense.
Who's their
She
champion
ain't
right
never.
now? Who's their
Jay Cargill
champion?
ain't never stepped foot in the WWE. Well, no, she had an NXT trial, but she ain't never touched main roster TV.
That's it, though. Yeah, you can have a tryout. That doesn't mean that
Mm-hmm.
you've made it. Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. I know everybody's listening to this on like Twitter and YouTube, so I'm just gonna say it
Listen, they're
right
not gonna
here.
like me after this,
That
but that's okay. Cause I love y'all. But
I'm
listen, I
just
gotta be honest. He would not have had me on the show if I wasn't honest with y'all.
no,
I'm not
I
gonna
appreciate that,
sugarcoat.
man. I
I'm
love
not gonna
honesty.
sugarcoat a company that's pushing legends over current talent when they don't need to be. I can't do it.
I mean, for the most part, okay. Now I'll circle back to NXT and WWE. I was a
Speaking of
Carmelo.
NXT, they got a new show coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. They do. It's called Level Up.
Yeah, I'm hearing that it's supposed to be on the Peacock of the WWE network.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like
Hopefully, they learned their lesson
their
after the ass
version
whooping they
of.
got from AEW this time, though. So hopefully, they don't put it on TV, or else it'd be like another 75 or 83-week loss.
Yeah, I mean, did you hear about what it is exactly though? It's like 205 Live that they just
Really?
rebranded.
So
Yeah, yeah.
wait, so that's why they got rid of 205 Live?
Yep. So they can create Level Up.
Okay,
That's why they got
so
rid of the Cruiserweight Championship.
so let me ask you this: are they going to be a developmental show, or like the NXT of old? Like what they doing?
I don't know. I don't even think they know what they are. They say developmental, but they're trying to be their own show.
Because
Uh,
when you say level up, I'm thinking of, okay, I'm taking it to the next level. So what are you taking it to the next level? Oh, like what are we doing? Like,
to me, I think it's just a petty play on words of like elevation. I think that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like a bunch of dark matches.
so basically they're gonna have Champa Roderick Strong, them uh like a Mr. Kodakai, that batch on that show. Okay, because they're not going to main roster, so they'll be on the under show. Okay.
Yeah, they won't be on TV, but they'll be somewhere, you know? So I don't know, man. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what they're trying to do exactly. All I know is that people watch it. I personally don't, but they watch it. But I wanted to like go back to that because as far as building new stars, I didn't give a fuck about Carmelo Hayes when he first started out. The whole bout it thing. I man, you could have just shot me with a gun because I did not like that at all. But he's actually grown on me as a talent.
Listen, listen. Carmelo can go in ring. He has charisma. He can
Oh yeah.
talk. The thing is, though, I'm afraid of they're not gonna let him do no more than what they allow him to do once he go to the main roster. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of them clipping his wings too soon.
Now, is that the
I'm
goal
afraid.
for
I'm
NXT 2.0? Are
I'm
they
afraid
just
of them
doing
pulling the
this?
Keith. I'm afraid of them pulling a Keith Lee. I'm no, not Keith Lee. I'm afraid of them pulling a Big E. Excuse me. I'm I'm afraid that they're gonna take his push like they did Big E, and I'm just expecting it to be a mess of a storm when they do. But I do not trust them to book them the way that he needs to be booked. I don't,
Interesting. I don't trust them either. But
because if you can take
here's devil's advocate for you though, because the same people that are running NXT 2.0 are the same people running Raw and SmackDown.
and that's the problem.
So how come he's okay in NXT 2.0, but once he reaches up to the main roster, you think they'll sabotage him?
Because let's be clear, the moment he gets to Raw, he's not going to be beating Roman. He's not going to be beating Drew. He's not going to be beating Randy. He's not going to be beating anybody of big name importance. He's going to be beating. He's going to be beating the mid card guys. That's what he's going to be doing. He's not going to be beating the top guys like Roman and them. And that's the problem.
I feel like I feel like you're right. So that yeah, and then that just brings it back to the whole fucking
And it's
shit. It's
disheartening. And it's disheartening because
yeah.
you got talent who can actually wrestle, who want to wrestle, but you don't. This is the problem I have with WWE overall. And it's not a bad session. It's just, listen, we got to address it because you said speak on it, right? All right. You get rid of the ones who don't want to be there. But the ones who do want to be there, well, no. You get rid of the
It's
ones who,
backwards.
hold up. You get rid of the ones that wants to be there. But the ones like Mustafa Ali who actually want out, you hold them hostage. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
I do not.
he's gonna be in
I
catering for
don't.
2.5 years.
Listen, that broke my heart when I saw him tweet that the other day. It did. Because I'm like, you got this guy who all he want to do is just wrestle. He don't want to do nothing else but wrestle. And you can't even let him do that for what?
Right. How hard is it to just put him in a tag team with Ricochet and build that tag team division up? Do something with it. But I mean, even AEW's tag team, for me,
Listen, AEW has the best tag team division I've seen in a long time on television. That division is loaded. And we ain't even talking about the top five. We talking about the ones that's not even in the top five.
yeah, yeah, they do have a lot of tag teams. I just wish they get more TV time instead of dark time. Oh, uh-oh. Looks like we lost BMAC here. Well, as I was saying, guys, feel like they just need more TV time and the tag teams because they have play people like Bear Country and um, you know, Proud and Powerful are starting to get a push now, which I'm really happy about. I hope eventually they become tag team champions and they beat Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. And then I don't know. Like the other question I wanted to ask him was, do you think Luchasaurus would be a good single star? And he probably would have said yes or no. I don't know. But so I guess that was it for him. He must have ran out of time or something. So we're about an hour in. So I think I'm gonna call it. So thank you guys for tuning in. All of you guys that have been in. Oh wait, maybe he's got one more thing to say. Welcome back. Welcome back. I was just about to close off.
Sorry
So
about that. Sorry about that. Like I had like a little technical difficulties, but I'm back. But
yeah,
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 I was like, all he wants to do is wrestle, and they can't even let him do that. Like I just don't understand.
yeah. Uh, I was about to close off, but so BMac, tell us where we can find you on social media, my friend.
Listen, you can find me on Twitter at it's Milana underscore Mod with 4 B's, but better yet, check me out on the Midwest Mods podcast every week because it's I, the T Spiller, and I break all the exclusive big signing news exclusively on the show. And if you want to find out who's getting signed next, please tune in because you don't want to miss it when I drop my tea. But other than, thank you for the opportunity, and I definitely got to come back on your show again.
Yeah, this was fun, man. Thank you for coming on, man. The tea
Listen, thank you for
spiller
having me last minute.
is
Like, listen,
here.
like I was definitely glad to be here, and I enjoyed it. Absolutely,
Yeah, dude, it's always fun when even when we do the Twitter spaces and stuff like that. We always got, we always have
absolutely,
engaging conversations. Like I can always talk to you
absolutely.
about stuff. You give your opinion, I give my opinion. We meet in the middle.
Listen, and the fact
That's
that you are so knowledgeable made me want to come on your show even more because you know what you're actually talking about. And I don't got to be annoyed halfway mid sentence because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So thank you
right.
for knowing what you're talking about.
No problem, B Mac. All right, guys. That's it from us. Talk to you guys later. See you guys later.
Absolutely.
Peace.